News. A decades-long search for a missing boy is finally over, and the suspect in connection to Donald Trump's second assassination attempt has been charged.
A Boy Scout tragically dies while at camp, and a mid-state school is cracking down on vaping. All those stories, plus your local weather and sports, Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Dylan Simmons.
And I'm Ethan Williams. And welcome to Middle Tennessee News. Sumner County schools are planning the installation of vape sensors at all middle school bathrooms to decrease student vaping. Earlier this year, the Sumner County School Board approved the purchase of vape sensors in middle schools to be installed in bathrooms. The Director of Schools, Dr. Langford, says the sensors will serve as a deterrent and help resolve what he thinks is an ongoing issue in schools. The sensors can detect the presence of smoke and vapor. Once the detection happens, the sensor will send an alert to school administrators. Langford says that the sensors will be active in high schools soon and is expecting to see the spike in the number of vapes that they will hopefully drop.
A jet ski collision on Old Hickory Lane this past summer left a 10-year-old boy dead. 10-year-old Jack Gear's Boy Scout troop was at Sumner Camp on the Boxwell Reservation when the accident happened in July. His parents have since filed a lawsuit against the Boy Scouts of America. Their attorney has stated that there could be other incidents that suggest carelessness. According to the lawsuit, the staff at the camp would participate in reckless behavior with the jet skis while campers were on them. The jet ski that Jack rode on collided with another, killing him. The Boy Scouts refused to comment on the situation.
A suspect in the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump, Ryan Roth, has been charged with attempted assassination. There were existing charges on Roth for illegally possessing a firearm and obliterating a firearm's serial number. Roth wrote a note acknowledging his failed attempt on the former president and also wrote that he would give a $150,000 reward to anyone who could complete the job. Attorney General Merrick Garland states that the Justice Department will not tolerate violence that strikes at the heart of our democracy. FBI Director Christopher Wray also says people need to be held accountable for violent actions.
The Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission fined the Tin Roof Bar on Music Road today for violating its obligation to maintain law and order. The fine arrives over 7 months after Tin Roof security guard Richard Cornelius allegedly struck 26-year-old Austin Turner outside the bar. Turner fell to the ground and fractured his skull. He went into a coma and died weeks later at the Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Cornelius received an indictment in late August on one charge of aggravated assault. Criminal defense attorney Ben Rabin questions the commission's justification for calling the fine vague. Tin Roof has not commented on the fine at this time. The Covenant School and Covenant Presbyterian Church have announced that they will be seeking funding to start a new campus. More than a year after the deadly Covenant School shooting, they want to ensure that the church and the school are still in agreement about their 3-year lease. According to a statement from Covenant Presbyterian Church, the Covenant School would return to its campus under a 3-year rent-free lease agreement. Both the church and school will also be continuing to work hard to launch a capital campaign to support a new campus. Abducted person Louis Armando Albino was found alive and well on the East Coast, opposite of where he was taken in California 73 years ago. A woman named Alida Aliquin, was also known as Albino's niece, did a DNA test in 2020. When she got her results back for the DNA test, it showed her a 22% match to a man she did not know. Aliquin reached out, but never heard anything back and did not continue trying. However, after watching a documentary, Aliquin was inspired to find out who the missing relative was. After researching and contacting authorities, the FBI and Oakland Police Department were able to identify the man that matched Aliquin's DNA test. Now, 73 years later, Aliquin and many of Albino's family members can rejoice after a reunion years in the making. Aliquin hopes that her story could help many other families who have gone through difficult times just like this. And now Emma Pickett joins us with our first look at the weather. Emma, we've had some rain and overcast skies as of late. Is that the case today?
Looking here in Murfreesboro, the high will be 77 degrees and mostly cloudy with a low chance of rain, moving south to Shelbyville. They will reach a high of 77 and cloudy. Over in Manchester, the high will be 74 degrees today with an increasing chance of rain midday. McMinnville will reach 75 with rain likely. Over in Woodbury, the high will reach 76 degrees. Finally, Mount Juliet will reach 78 degrees today.
Thanks, Emma. Still to come tonight, an MTSU professor is getting big recognition, and Dr. Larry Burris joins us with this week's media commentary. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 2020 years are taking your own lives every day. All right. I play tough guys in movies, but you always had a bit of tough guys.
Yeah.
And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress.
A mom.
We're all part of your community.
Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good,
Others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty.
Something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
We trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Here is Dr. Larry Burris with this week's media commentary.
I was listening to the radio the other morning and heard a song about this young lady who threw her aspiring suitor off the roof of a downtown building. Then there was a song about a young man who was killed in a motorcycle accident. And then there was a car crash song in which a young woman was killed. Later, I saw a portion of a movie called International House, which included a song about a man getting high on marijuana. Believe it or not, none of these songs are current hits. The songs were from the late 50s and early 60s, and the movie, starring Cab Calloway, was from 1933. The point here is that music has always contained not only sugar and spice lyrics, but lyrics that others have found offensive. In fact, as far back as the late 1700s, there were complaints about the kinds of music young people were listening to in the local taverns. A question that is not often asked, however, is anyone out there really listening? The evidence seems to indicate that, in fact, people aren't listening to the words at all. A recent study, for example, found that when students were asked what were their 3 favorite songs, fewer than 1/3 could actually tell what the songs were about. And of nearly 700 songs the students named, less than 10% were about drugs, violence, and sex. As another example, researchers found that one commonly condemned song, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, was perceived as actually being about climbing stairs to heaven, and that a Bruce Springsteen song, Born in the USA, was seen as being everything from a super patriotic song about the joys of living in America to a protest song about the tragedy of the poor. The upshot of the research is that the lyrics in songs have little meaning for those who listen. In fact, only if the melody catches the listener's attention do they start to relate to the lyrics. I think the conclusion we can draw from all this is that people have been objecting to music for a long time, and the Republic is still standing. And besides that, most people don't pay any attention to what they're listening to anyway. I'm Larry Burris.
A fatal crash on Tuesday night killed one and took another life on I-24 westbound. Metro Nashville police identified the deceased as Michael Snyder, a 61-year-old from El Dorado Springs, Colorado. A second deadly crash occurred on I-24 eastbound Tuesday night. One person died and another is hospitalized after the brutal crash. The result of the crash closed down Old Hickory Boulevard to Whites Creek Pike. The deceased has not been identified by the Metro Nashville Police Department as of this time. Roads have now been reopened after the cleanup effort to get all of the debris off the road. Normal traffic flow is expected to return to normal. Investigators are still investigating the cause of the crash and will release details as they try to find out what caused the crash. Last night, 2 people were killed in an accident in Smith County. 2 separate deadly car crashes occurred last night on I-40 in Smith County, leaving multiple people severely injured and dead. The I-40 West Highway was temporarily shut down almost the whole night until 3:15 p.m. due to the crashes. The first crash was reported at 8:40 p.m. and just hours later the second crash occurred 2 miles away, involving a tractor trailer hauling car parts, resulting in more people injured and reports of deaths. Both incidents are currently under investigation as authorities work to give an update on what exactly caused the accidents and who were exactly involved.
Commercial songwriting professor Odie Blackman recently had one of his songs recorded by a recent winner of The Voice, Bryce Leatherwood. Leatherwood's upcoming album will feature the song titled Cheap Cologne, with plans to release it later this fall. Bryce Leatherwood won season 22 of The Voice and has since been working to build his country music career. Blackman is a Grammy-nominated songwriter and an MTSU recording industry alumni since he began to teach at MTSU in 2014. The commercial songwriting program has doubled enrollment. As alumni of the school, Blackman knows what it's like to be a recording industry student with songwriting goals. He says it's his mission to help students with similar goals to him.
The Rutherford County Corrections Center receives yearly accreditation and funding. Rutherford County Correctional Works Center has attained yearly reaccreditation through the TCI. The program is identified and used to help offer relapse and increase state funding from the Tennessee Corrections Institute. This program requires jails to adopt new policies and procedures to help improve rehabilitation of inmates. It includes inmate programs like adult education, therapy, and employment skills. These programs have proven across the country to reduce offenders from returning to jail.
Metro and state leaders are working to crack down on youth crime in Nashville after another juvenile arrest. 4 teens are behind bars after being accused of shooting an unmarked police car and helicopter. Metro police have made close to 50 to 5,000 juvenile arrests since the start of 2022, and lawmakers are beginning to notice a pattern. Tennessee Senator Brett Taylor and House Speaker Cameron Sexton are collaborating on 2 bills to help address juvenile crime next session. The goal is to enforce stricter punishments to help deter from cases continuing to rise. Taylor will also propose to acquire a closing facility in West Tennessee and convert it into a youth detention center, which is a resource the state has lacked.
The Tennessee housing market is showing mixed signals this fall. Produced by the Middle Tennessee State University Business and Economic Research Center, the second quarter report presents evidence that the housing market varies in strength around the region. Metro areas like Nashville have seen an increase in inventory, whereas Knoxville has seen growth in both closings and available inventory. Tennessee's house price growth is above the nation's average at 5.6% annually, though the figures differ from across the state. And now we will check in with Emma, who has tonight's forecast for us. All right, Emma, should we grab the jackets tonight, or are we going to see some relief from this rain?
Thanks, Dylan. And looking at the temperatures tonight, Murfreesboro will drop to 61 degrees with a chance of rain early in the night. Shelbyville will get below 60 tonight. down to 59 degrees. Manchester, low will be 60 degrees tonight with the consistent cloud coverage and a break in the rain. McMinnville will drop down to 60 degrees, the rain letting up as the night goes on. Woodbury will reach a low of 60 with a chance of rain overnight. Mount Juliet's low tonight will be 62 degrees. There is an early chance of rain around 9 p.m. with clouds throughout the rest of the night. Overall, the clouds will stay around though through the night and into Thursday, but there will be a slight rain overnight and early Thursday morning.
Thanks, Emma. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Emma will join us for our full 5-day forecast, and Jacob Burgess will join us in the MTN Sports Den with a look into all things Blue Raiders. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Now we have Emma joining us for our full 5-day forecast. Emma, how is the weekend going to treat us this time around?
Thank you, Dylan. The weather outlook over the weekend and into early next week has rain with a fluctuation in temperatures. Thursday, we will see the temperature reach mid-70s, topping out at 76 with a 39% chance of rain. The rain will pick up around 6 p.m. and has no signs of letting up. Rain will be present all day Friday with up to 2 inches expected. With the rain will come high winds ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday night plans will be affected, so putting a rain jacket or umbrella in the car is a good idea. Moving to the weekend, Saturday's high will be 69 degrees with rain continuing through the day. Lucky for MTSU football fans, the team is on the road, so no weather delay at Floyd Stadium. Sunday will bring the temperature back into the 70s with a smaller chance of rain, hovering about 50%. Monday's high will be 78 with a low chance of rain, but the clouds are staying around. Back to you, Dylan.
Thanks, Emma. Definitely going to have to keep that umbrella handy, and stay safe, everybody, especially with the hurricane coming in soon. Coming up next, Jacob Burgess will give us the details on Blue Raider football heading to the Bluff City and MTSU Soccer's upcoming trip to West Texas. Stick around.
suppose now sure she may
Were you born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. But most people with hepatitis C don't know they're infected. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you could still have hepatitis C, a serious liver disease. People can live for decades without feeling sick, but over time, hepatitis C can cause serious health problems and even lead to liver cancer. Getting tested is the only way to know if you're infected. That's why the CDC recommends everyone born from 1945 to 65 get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments are available that can cure this disease, so talk to your doctor about getting tested. It could save your life.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Den. We got lots of great action coming up in the last half of this week, so let's kick it off by looking at some Blue Raider football. This Saturday, the Blue Raiders hit the road to take on the Memphis Tigers. The last time these two teams met was in 2014, where the Blue Raiders lost 36-17. But the Blue Raiders lead the all-time series 16-10 with 1 tie. The Blue Raiders are looking for their second win of the season, coming off 3 straight losses, while the Tigers are trying to get back on track after taking their first loss last weekend against Navy. Also, big news for MTSU senior linebacker Devin Curtis. This morning, Curtis was named a semifinalist for the William V. Campbell Trophy, which is awarded every year to the college football player with the best mix of academic success and on-field performance. The game this weekend will kick off at 6:30 on ESPNU. Moving over to soccer, MTSU Soccer will continue their in-conference play with a big road game. First, the Lady Blue Raiders will hit the road this weekend to El Paso, Texas to play the UTEP Miners. The Raiders need a win here as they are 3-6 on the season and 0-1 in conference play. The Miners need this win as well as they sit at 3-3 on the year and are winless in conference play. So expect to see a very exciting match as both teams are going to give it their all to get their first USA win. The Blue Raiders will then travel to Las Cruces, New Mexico to play on Sunday against New Mexico State University. Both games will be streamed on ESPN+. Now moving into some volleyball action as the Blue Raiders start conference play. The Blue Raiders will be traveling to Sam Houston State University to play a 2-game series on Friday. The Lady Raiders are heading into these matches with a little momentum as they swept Alabama A&M 3-0. Sam Houston also has a little momentum of their own as they beat Texas Southern 3-0 last Saturday. This will be a great test for the Lady Raiders as while they lead the all-time series 2-0, the Lady Bearcats are 5-6 on the season. The game will start at 6:30 p.m. You can see the game on ESPN+ and find live stats on GoBlueRaiders.com. Finally, moving into cross country, the cross country teams are heading to Columbia, Missouri for the Gaines Creek Invitational this weekend. MTSU looks to continue growing on its season after a strong showing in Memphis, Tennessee and Huntsville, Alabama. Runners to follow on the men's side are Brian Kiptu and Alan Kiplagat. On the women's side, watch out for the sister duo of Sandra and Nacy Mayo this upcoming weekend. MTSU will have one more race in College Station, Texas, before competing in the CSU Championships, where they look to streak once again. And back to you, Dylan.
Well, thank you, Jacob, and good luck to everybody going to Memphis this weekend. Can't wait to see Middle Tennessee take on the Memphis Tigers. Should be a fun one for Blue Raider football. And, you know, wrapping up our show tonight, Magic can be found in a lot of places and a lot of pages. On September 25th every year, National Open the Magic Day encourages people to enjoy the wonder of picture books. It started in 2021 with creator Courtney Hinshaw wanting to share her love of picture books. Reading a picture book to a student and inviting authors virtually are great ways to get involved.
The day works to get the students across the country confetti moments through reading. Departments and teachers are recognized as well for their work in raising the next generation. You can share it in the celebration by posting with the hashtag #OpenTheMagicDay on social media.
There's a lot of great books and a lot of great authors to see out there, Ethan. It's going to be fun to see all the great action from across Open the Magic Day today. So we want to thank you all so much for joining us here on Middle Tennessee News. If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net. I'm Dylan Simmons, joined alongside Ethan Williams, Emma Pickett, and Jacob Burgess.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social media sites and on Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll see you on Monday, September the 30th for our next show.
Patty here. Why should you include avocados as part of your family's balanced diet? It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Number 1. Avocados fill you up. Avocados contain unsaturated fats, good fats your body needs to help with the absorption of key nutrients.
Me hungry right now.
Number 2.
Avocados are good for you.
Avocados are naturally cholesterol and sodium free, plus they contain nearly 20 vitamins and nutrients.
Me needs vitamins and nutrients. And number 3, avocado delicious.
Try avocados in place of ingredients higher in saturated fat. Avocados taste great in sandwiches, salads, and even in baked goods like cookies.
Avocado cookies? This match made in heaven.
Thousands of families affected by disasters, like the recent wildfires, urgently need support. You can help the American Red Cross provide warm meals, shelter, and hope to families when they need it most. Please donate today to Red Cross Disaster Relief to help people affected by disasters, big and small. Go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS today. Your support is critical. We can't do it without you.